Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my top 10 favorite films of 2012 video. And, this like what I did last year with my top 10 favorite films of 2011. But, this is good. This is my list of favorite films, my personal favorite films that I liked this year. And, this is my own list. If you disagree or hate, these movies that I put on the list, that's fine. It's fine with me. You're entitled to your own opinion, and everyone is. And these are films that I put on my list, which I consider personal favorites. My own opinions. Of my top 10 favorite films that I like this year. And all these films that are on my list, I did movie reviews on. I did reviews on. But let's get started. At number 10, it is Project X. I really loved the movie. It was hilarious. It's basically a found footage movie. Not like found footage where like in Cloverfield it has like property of blah blah blah. Like that. But basically what Project X is about, not to be confused with the Matthew Broderick movie that came out in the 80s, in the late 80s. But basically what the movie's about is, it's about a teenager named Thomas, and his parents are going away, and he leaves the house, they leave the house to him. And it's his birthday, and his two friends, named Costa and JB, plan a birthday he will never forget, and they throw like this big birthday house party, and it goes out of control, and there's because there's too many people coming into the house, and it's causing a lot of havoc in the neighborhood. The next door neighbor is getting fed up, and it was just really funny. Loves some scenes with that. I love the scene with the little guy that comes out of the stove, and one of the kids in the movie, he drives. One of the people in the movie, they drive Thomas's father's car into the pool, and then after the party is over, the house gets burned down, and it's on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel talks about it at the end. But so number 10 is Project X. I really loved Project X, though it was hilarious. So that's number 10. Number 9 is The Hunger Games, which is a movie that's based off the book, and I really enjoyed The Hunger Games. Jennifer Lawrence did a great job as Katniss. And it's about, if you read the books, which I didn't read the books, it's about, there's these 12 districts, and Jennifer Lawrence's sister gets chosen to be in this this game, this sort of fight to the death thing, and she doesn't want to do it, and so Jennifer Lawrence's character Katniss volunteers to take over for her in the games, and it's basically a live television event, and so basically they have to fight to the death. But was a really good movie. Enjoyed it a lot. Jennifer Lawrence did great as Katniss. Liam Hemsworth did good. And I can't wait for the sequel that's coming out in November of next year, which is going to be called Catching Fire, The Hunger Games Catching Fire. I can't wait for that movie to come out, but it was a big box office success, this movie. And like I said, it's a really good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a really good movie. Even though you never read the books, I say, check it out. That's number 9. Number 8 is Premium Rush, the movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Michael Shannon. And I like the movie. It's not great or perfect, but it was good. It's basically like, it's my kind of movie because I enjoy, bike riding. And it's basically about Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character named Wiley. And he's this bike messenger with his ex-girlfriend named Vanessa, who is played by Dana Ramirez. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is hired to deliver this envelope with a ticket inside from his ex-girlfriend's roommate. And while that's going on, this police officer named Bobby, who is played by Michael Shannon, wants the ticket because there is this loan shark that knows, about the ticket that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is trying to deliver to, his ex-girlfriend's from his girlfriend's ex-roommate. And the reason why he knows about this loan shark knows about the ticket is because he owes Michael Shannon's character money, and the only way he could pay him off is if Michael Shannon gives him the ticket. But I like the movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt did good, and so I just say I would recommend it if you enjoy bike riding around the city. If you enjoy bike riding. But I liked the way how they did it. Like in one scene you had in the scenes you have which way Joseph Gordon-Levitt should take his bike around. Like he pictures what would happen if he went this way, if he went that way, and it was done really good. And of course you have the classic the Who song, Bubba O'Reilly, sung by the band The Who in this movie, which I really like that song. But Premium Rush, good movie. I recommend it. That's number 8. Number 7 is 21 Jump Street. Really hilarious movie that I really loved. And I heard they're making a sequel to it. And basically it's about Morton Schmidt, who's played by Jonah Hill, and Greg Janko, played by Channing Tatum. And they both went to high school together, and they both were enemies. And Channing Tatum's character was like the popular one, and Jonah Hill's character was sort of like the geeky person that no one would hang around. And years later they become friends, and they go to this police academy to become police officers, and they end up screwing up their first police assignment. And Channing Tatum's character forgets to read the Miranda rights, like he forgets how it's said, and both him and Jonah Hill get put on this undercover program that's located on 21 Jump Street. And Ice Cube is there, and he tells both Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill to go to this high school because there's this drug going around the school, and it killed one person. And it was really hilarious. I really enjoyed it. Of course, you had Johnny Depp making a cameo appearance, along with another guy who was from the 21 Jump Street show, and eventually they both end up, getting killed in the movie. But and then the character, I forgot the character's name, but the actor's name was Rob Riggle, and I love the scene where I think Jonah Hill shoots Rob Riggle's character in the dick, and it was just hilarious. It was just really fucking funny at that scene. It was really hilarious. And but yeah, if you haven't seen 21 Jump Street, check it out. It's a hilarious movie, and I would recommend it. So that's number 7. Number 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man, which I know some people are mixed on it. Some people like it, some people hate it. I really liked The Amazing Spider-Man. I thought it was, better than the original Spider-Man movie. Don't get me wrong, I still like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. I do. I like Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, which I think is the best of Sam Raimi's trilogy, and Spider-Man 3 I also like. It's a guilty pleasure for me. I know it has its problems, but I could watch the movie. This movie, The Amazing Spider-Man, I thought was good. I'll admit, it has its flaws. It does. But I really did enjoy Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, and Emma Stone, who plays Gwen Stacy. I thought she did really good, and I'll admit Emma Stone is pretty. She's really pretty, and her and Andrew Garfield are also dating. Also going out and but yes, I thought it was a good movie. I thought the guy who played the Lizard was good. He played Dr. Connors. With you all know who Dr. Connors is if you read the comics. I never read Spider-Man comics, but he was just this guy with one arm, and he was testing this substance. And yeah, so The Amazing Spider-Man I really enjoyed. I saw it at the midnight screening. It was the first movie I ever saw at a midnight screening, and it was good for a first time midnight screening viewing. But that's number 6, The Amazing Spider-Man. Now for my top 5 favorite, on the list. Just to count it down: number 10, Project X; number 9, The Hunger Games; number 8, Premium Rush; number 7, 21 Jump Street; number 6, The Amazing Spider-Man. At number 5, it's Ted. I thought Ted was just a hilarious movie. I loved it. Mark Wahlberg was great and funny. Mila Kunis did good also. Seth MacFarlane, he wrote, produced, and directed the movie, and he also voiced Ted. I'm not a big, I don't like Family Guy. I never really did, but this movie is the only thing that I liked, for Seth MacFarlane. From Seth MacFarlane. Like I said, I don't like Family Guy. I don't like, the Cleveland Show, if he created that. American Dad, I don't care for. But this movie was just really, really hilarious. I know they're making a sequel to it. But basically what it's about is it's Mark Wahlberg's character as a kid, and he's really alone. Nobody wants to play with him. And for Christmas, he gets this bear, and he wishes for it to talk. And then, one day he ends up waking up, and the bear, who he names Ted, talks, and he becomes really big and stays with Mark Wahlberg, through his life. When he's with his girlfriend, played by, who's played by Mila Kunis. But it was just a hilarious movie. I would recommend it. It's the only thing, like I said, it's the only thing that I liked from Seth MacFarlane, and can't wait for the sequel when they do it. So that's Ted is number 5. Number 4 is Looper, which is another Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie that came out, and I really liked Looper. It was a very good movie. It was original, in my opinion, and it's basically a movie about about time travel. And basically what it's about is there's 2 Joes. There's young Joe, who is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and then there's the older Joe, who is played by Bruce Willis. And so it's about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, He works as a person in Kansas, and he works as a looper, and it's a mafia company, and he kills people in the future. But basically, what he does is he goes out into a cornfield, or no, I'm sorry, a cane field. I always get that confused. He goes out to a cane field, and he has this little blanket, this little towel, and the people that come from the future, they end up going on his, they end up going on the blanket or towel, and he ends up killing them. And basically, he kills people in the future because there was no such thing as time travel. But 30 years later, there was such thing, and there was such thing as time travel, but it was outlawed, and only bad people have the technology to do it. It could be gangsters, mafias, and they send people from the past and send people from the future back to the past and kill them. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt ends up killing the people they send back, so the people from the future are erased, and Bruce Willis, who plays the older Joe, gets sent back, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt has to kill him, and Bruce Willis ends up getting away, and it's a really good movie that I enjoyed. Very, very original movie, and I would recommend it. And it comes out to Blu-ray tomorrow, which I may pick up the Blu-ray. But so that's number 4 is Looper. Number 3 is Chronicle. Really, really loved Chronicle, and I hear they're making a sequel to it, and I don't know how they're gonna do a sequel to it, but I loved Chronicle. It's basically about these boys, this kid named Andrew, and he lives with his mother, who is really sick, and she's on the verge of dying, and his father, who is this real bitch, he's always drinking and very violent. And so Andrew and his cousin Matt, and Matt introduces this guy named Steve to Andrew, and he's basically like the president of the school, like this school he's run to become, I think, class president. And one night they go down into this hole, and forgot to say, this is another found footage movie, and basically they go down into this hole, and they see this thing that's not fully explained, and forgot to say, Andrew takes around this camera, like it's an old camera at the beginning of the movie, but after they go down into the hole, the camera breaks, and the next day, Andrew has this new camera, and during the next day, Andrew, his cousin Matt, and his friend Steve find out that they have telekinetic powers, and like they can move anything. Like they moved a car, they made a bear move and scared this little girl, and but then later on it goes out of hand. You have Andrew going out of control with the powers, like he robs a register, he causes havoc around the whole town. And I remember in the theater when I saw it, because I went with my friends, like when that scene happened where Andrew goes crazy in the city and everything like that, my friends just had a shocked look on their faces. Like one of my friends was like that, going, when Andrew was going crazy around the town. Like he moved police cars, and the only one who could have saved him, who could have, stopped him from doing all this havoc was his cousin Matt, who eventually, Andrew was next to a statue, and somehow basically Matt moved this this sort of arrow from the statue, and it just went right into Andrew and killed him. And yeah, so that's basically what Chronicle, is about. But I really loved it. I would recommend it if you're interested in found footage movies. And it tells, this movie is like a superhero movie, like it tells its origins, and that's in my opinion though. But so yeah, check out Chronicle if you haven't seen it. It was a big box office success. It was a big hit, and it was written by Max Landis, who was the son of, legendary director John Landis. But yeah, so number 3 is Chronicle, and for the final 2, I was juggling it around, trying to put which one I wanted to be number 2 and what I wanted to be number 1. But number 2 is the Dark Knight Rises. I know some people like this movie, some people hate it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was the best way to end Nolan's Batman trilogy. I really like, Tim Burton's Batman films. I like Batman Forever from Joel Schumacher. Batman and Robin, piece of shit. And Batman Begins I thought was okay. But The Dark Knight is better than Batman Begins, in my opinion, because of Heath Ledger as the Joker. But Dark Knight Rises, it has its problems. I remember when I did the review, I said it's as good as Dark Knight. I kind of went way too far, in saying that, because I was just really excited that, that I saw the movie and was really hyped up for the movie. But still, I think the Dark Knight is better. But basically, you have, Bane, played by Tom Hardy, and Catwoman, played by Anne Hathaway, as the main villains in the movie. And I really loved the scenes in the movie, like the scene with Bane when he's at the football field. I think it's at Heinz Stadium, it's called. I forgot where it's located at, and then you have, the football players playing, and then all of a sudden Bane ignites this sort of bomb, and the football players end up falling through the hole, and the guy is going for a touchdown, and he looks back around, and he like this, and he's just really like, what the hell happened? The scene where Bane breaks Batman's back was good. But for some reason, I remember when I saw the movie, the ending, I got confused. But now that I rewatched it, I understand it. But because, you had Batman with the bomb going out, and you see the bomb explode, and we all think, Batman, also Bruce Wayne, dead. But he has his tombstone there, and you see Alfred at the table at the end, sitting down, and he sees Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne, and I'm like, if he was Batman and he had the bomb and he was trying to throw it out, and the bomb exploded, how is he still alive? And that was what confused me. But when I rewatched it, I understand it now. Probably could have had the bomb drop, and I don't know, but yeah. So number 2, The Dark Knight Rises. I liked the movie. Was not disappointed by it. And my number 1 favorite movie of the year is The Avengers. The Avengers. What more can I say about it? It's an amazing movie. You had Captain America, you had Thor, you had Iron Man, Tony Stark, which is my favorite Marvel character, and you had Hawkeye, and you had Black Widow, and also Nick Fury, and also the Hulk. Just amazing. What more can I say to it? It's a great movie, one of the best Marvel movies ever put out. I can't wait for the sequel to come out. It's not, the sequel is not going to come out till 2015, from what I heard. And I heard, Thor: The Dark World may be coming out in 2014. Not sure though, but I know Iron Man 3 comes out, next year in May. But yeah, the Avengers, I highly, highly recommend. It is an amazing movie. It's great. It's fantastic. And I saw it in 3D, and the 3D was really, really great. And I saw the movie twice in theaters. That's why, it's my number one favorite movie of the year. But yeah, so that's my number one favorite, The Avengers. So here's my top 10 again. Number 10, Project X. Number 9, The Hunger Games. Number 8, Premium Rush. Number 7, 21 Jump Street. Number 6, The Amazing Spider-Man. Number 5, Ted. Number 4, Looper. Number 3, Chronicle. Number 2, The Dark Knight Rises. And number 1, The Avengers. So that's my top 10 favorite films of 2012. Hope you all liked my choices. I would love to hear what your top 10 favorite films of 2012 were. If you want to leave a video response, you can, and or if you want to leave your top 10 favorite films of this year as a comment, leave it at the comments box down there. So yeah, so anyways, that's it for my top 10 favorite films of 2012. Thank you all for watching, and until the next video, which, I don't know, I may do a New Year's Eve video tomorrow, possibly, but, if not, I'll see you back probably on New Year's Day or whenever, which I'm going to do my most anticipated films of 2013. So, I'll maybe do that on New Year's Day or that week. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you all later.